Lagos, Nigeria is home to millions of people. This city holds the position of Africa's most populous city, but this fact isn't always a net positive. Depending on what source you choose to believe, Lagos might be home to as many as 30 million people, but nobody knows for sure. Lagos, Nigeria has an inconvenient geography. It's surrounded by water with islands and lagoons sneaking through the terrain. Come with me as I show you how people in different parts of the city live, commute, and walk across the Lagos Lagoon. We'll go on multiple boats rides across the Lagos Lagoon in 3 different locations within the state. The first is the famous or infamous Makoko floating slum that I'm confident you've heard about. Next up, we'll travel across the state to Badagry, a town that's infamous for its role in the transatlantic slavery. It used to be the HQ of the transatlantic slave trade in what is now modern day Nigeria. Finally, we'll take a laid-back journey to TarkwaBay Island, a spot famous for its beach vibes and activities. Are you ready? You better be. There are lots of reasons why Makoko is famous, but more often than not, these reasons aren't the nicest or the most flattering. It's one of the largest and most famous slums in Nigeria. When I did some research on its history before going, I found out that it was set up originally in the 19th century, that the 1800s, by mostly immigrants. Is that the right word? From present-day Togo and Benin Republic. The waterfront part of this community is primarily inhabited by Egun people. Most of Makoko isn't on the water. It's like modern-day Venice in a sense. If you are going to Makoko, there are people who live in Makoko who do not live in the slums or do not live on the water. In the last century and a half, Makoko has grown to become something interesting. Primary languages spoken in Makoko are Egun, French, and English, with also Yoruba. When I visited, most people spoke Egun or French to themselves, meaning that there's a small ecosystem of French speakers within Lagos, Nigeria that most people are not aware about. Next up, we have Badagry. Almost every Nigerian child, actually during my generation, learned about Badagry. I will learn it in the context that Badagry was a slave town with thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of people being shipped off to the New World and Europe on Badagry port. According to Nigeria's National Library, Badagry was first founded in 1425 by the Egun or Ogun people, same as Makoko. They were immigrants from present-day Gold Coast, that's Ghana, Benin Republic, and Awori people in Togo. In the 1720s, Badagry was inhabited by Popo refugees from the wars between the Bon people of Dahomey. It became the epicenter of the transatlantic slave trade in present-day Nigeria and has grown to become an historical town where people still require water transport to go about their life in a sense. The Lagos Lagoon is synonymous with life in Badagry, and it would be borderline impossible to imagine life without this lagoon. If you've only ever seen videos of Makoko, you would think that that's how all of Lagos Lagoon looks like, but the Lagos Lagoon offers other opportunities for entertainment and leisure. TarkwaBay is a popular spot for people to visit, camp on the beach, have fun, and it's still one of the cheapest beaches to visit in Nigeria. I couldn't find any reliable and consistent information on when the TarkwaBay community was formed. There are lots of communities and peoples living on the island in TarkwaBay. During British colonization, Frederick Lugard, aka Lord Lugard, had a bunker reportedly on TarkwaBay. In over 100 years of existence, TarkwaBay seems like a forgotten part of Lagos. People are moving there now, trying to have fun, trying to make something of it, but it just seems like a lost opportunity. The TarkwaBay community is made up of 6 villages, namely TarkwaBay, Ogogoro, Okunayo, Tore, Agbabo, and Ebute Oko. Forgive my pronunciation. They are sometimes referred to as the Atlas Cone community. Please consider subscribing and liking the video if you've enjoyed it so far or you've gained something from it. Thank you as you do so. 90% of Makoko is not deep, quote unquote. If you are an average adult, let's say in Nigeria, like 5'3", 5'4", you will be able to stand in the water, God forbid though, and not drown for the most part. But the closer you start getting to Third Mainland Bridge, deeper it gets. So most boats used here are wooden boats, made of wood and then a bit of metal under to make it fully waterproof, I think so. Majority of boats are propelled using long sticks, essentially, because it's not deep. It's like 2-3 feet for the most part. They can easily just stick the wood into the ground and they'll use it to push themselves forward. That's also how the gondolas work in Venice. I recently learned that Venice isn't actually cheap. There are some boats that have electric motors or diesel powered motors that you'd see in boats that make them go fast, and these are are usually used by people that fish or people that go elsewhere to do business. The Lagos Lagoon is deeper in most parts of Badagry, so it's not feasible or practical to use these types of boats. In Badagry, I saw lots of what are referred to as banana boats. There are banana boats everywhere in Lagos, so to speak. But when I think of these banana boats, I associate them with the color because they don't feel like they are made of wood. It feels kind of plastic, and I don't know how that works if it's actually made of plastic. You can also use this types of boat to go to other parts of Lagos, and it's the go-to if you are looking for something that's not wooden but you don't have money to pay for the baby yacht. The water is deeper in Badagry and the journeys are farther. If you are going to places like Port Novo in Benin Republic or other parts of Benin Republic by boats, you will be going on these types of boats and making the journey for a couple hours. I also saw what I refer to as smuggling boats, firework. If you have been to Badagry, like stayed there, stayed in the right areas, you would see these boats moving at incredible speed, sometimes with security officials on them, moving Lord knows what. Why don't you consider joining the channel as a member or perhaps gifting super thanks? If that's a bit too much, please support the channel by subscribing and liking the video. Thank you as you do so. Finally, if you want to have a great time and go to TarkwaBay, you might be excited to know that you have more options, starting from banana boats. As always, due to their utility and how they are used in Lagos, banana boats are the go-to and perhaps the cheapest, I don't know. Then you have a step above that, which is the baby yachts. You know those boats that people go on boat cruise on that can take anywhere from 5 to 20, 30 people. There are different sizes and you can get these boats to take you to TarkwaBay and back if you are so inclined. And I've seen some mid-size yacht, not the yacht, but you know the ones I'm talking about, that can cost a couple $1,000,000, take people to TarkwaBay and other beach resorts like Ilashe. The only thing stopping you is your wallet and your ability to really think outside the box. Heck, I reckon it to be possible to fly TarkwaBay on an helicopter. Commuting in Lagos is not an easy or straightforward endeavor. There's no two ways about it. Lagos is a city or state surrounded by the Lagos Lagoon, water of all size and depth, and we are still here to utilize it to its full potential. If at full potential is over, we do not use 5% of its potential. While the government is building a metro and expanding roads, it might be time to also add coastal transportation to the mix to make it make more sense. I'm confident that if you build out the infrastructure, sensitize people on it, people will use it. Nobody wants to be stuck in traffic for hours. If I know that there's a better alternative that is safe and well priced, why wouldn't I want to use? Safety, pricing, reliability, and connection to other forms of transport are things that I feel like will make coastal commuting in Lagos a reality and more success. With that being said, click the video on screen now. I made this specially for you. Until the next video, your friend from the Okodo channel wishes you love, peace, and prosperity.